Just been to Tesco's, got a few hours spare today, and I think we're gonna go after some chub. Been and bought a few different baits, some spam and 3 loaves of bread. We're gonna try off the surface and maybe roll in some meat. Might get lucky and catch a nice chub or even a barbel. We've got a few spots to try and only a few hours spare, so gonna load my bag, going nice and light, simple tactics, just hook and line today. Got my sliders. I might end up doing a little bit of wading. It's pretty warm but overcast. And yeah, gonna cross the field and have a look at a few stretches of river and see if we can find some fish. So yeah, nice, quick, easy afternoon session today. And fingers crossed we can get some fish. I think the woman in Tesco's thought it was spam sandwiches for about a month, the amount of bread and spam that we've just bought. But yeah, no, it's not. Fortunately enough, that's not what we're eating. So yeah, that's our bait. Let's go and see what we can catch. I'm just walking to the river now and looking forward to seeing if I can find any fish. I've done a lot of these short sort of evening sessions and short sessions over the years fishing for different species, and especially in the summer, chub and barbel fishing can be really productive in a few hours. I go fishing for whatever I can catch really. It's not about size and just about getting out and enjoying myself, getting my fishing fix. I've been really busy, so it works sort of perfectly to get out and just do a few hours fishing and enjoy the evening. I've come to a few stretches of river. There's a lot of sort of stretches and streams around here and caught plenty of fish from here in the past. So I'm going to give it a go, see if I can find some chub. That's sort of the target species of today. There is a few barbel around if we get super lucky, but there's plenty of fish. Hopefully we can find some and yeah, catch a fish or two. The rods that I'm using, I've actually got 2 rods with me. They're both sort of light lure rods. This one's a fixed spool. I'd like to use a 12-foot acolyte or something like that, but it's a really intimate small stretch of river this, and especially when I'm getting in and sort of dropping in and around the bushes and overhangs, and some of the swims are really sort of overgrown. So something a bit shorter is a little bit better for the job. And with that, I use this with sort of bread or luncheon meat on a 3-line setup. I've actually got 10-pound braid on there and then an 8-pound fluorocarbon hook link. You can go straight through with mono. This is actually my lure rod that I use all round when I'm doing short sessions, and it's more than up for the job. And I've actually got another light lure rod with me. This has got like a small imitation crayfish chub. Absolutely love those, so I use this just to switch from lures to bait. And yeah, nice and simple, nice and easy. Can carry them nice and easy, and a small compact net as well with an extending handle. Nice and compact, nice and easy, travel light. And yeah, don't have to carry loads of gear when I'm going for a few hours. Small unhooking mat if we're lucky enough to catch a nice big chub or a barbel. But yeah, that's all that I take for a little evening's fishing, and makes it easy for me to get on the move, and I'm not lumbered with loads of kit that I don't need. So yeah, that's all that I take, and it's more than up for the job. There's a few fish down here. There's a nice chub here. He's probably about 3-4 pound, just swimming past our feet. There's a few about then. I'll probably sit here, throw some bread in, drift some bread downstream, see if I can get anything coming up, and if not, I'll just hop along a few different swims, and yeah, until I find a few fish really. I'll start off by fishing with bread off the surface and see if they'll come up, and if not, then I might switch over to trying the luncheon meat and rolling that across the bottom. going to drift pretty quick, this bread, but we'll throw it over the trees over there. See what happens. I'm trying to put a gap here as well. See if anything comes up. Under them trees looks nice. Well, I've thrown a few slices of bread in. They're not actually coming up at the minute. There's a few smaller chub about, and I've got a lure rod with me as well, an ultralight BFS setup. So I'm just going to run a little imitation crayfish through the swim a few times, see if that gets any interest, and then I'm going to set the other rod up on a 3-line setup for some bread or luncheon meat, and probably move swims. But we've got a few hours yet, so just going to test the water, run this through, and see if we can get any interest. Oh, there we go. Little perch. Didn't see him in the swim. That's what I mean, it's so fun, just this ultralight lure fishing. You just never know what you're going to catch, and you can almost catch species that you'd never imagine on small sort of lure setups. Little perch, little chub, beautiful. I've just found a few more fish tucked up under these trees. I've thrown some bread in, and a few's come up. It's quite a real tight little swim, this. But what I'm going to do is probably roll some meat through this swim. I might be able to, if I get a really good cast, get it through a gap over there and let it roll under this tree. And if I can get quite low to the water here without having to wade in. So I'm going to do that, put quite a nice chunk of meat on, and see if I can ping it straight through them branches. Let's give it a go. I've got my sliders on and my shorts. I've changed my approach. I'm probably gonna have a little wade in the river. There's a few overhangs and stuff like that, a few bushes that I think the fish might be holding up under. I've done it in the past when I've been younger, sort of wading and stalking around in really shallow streams like this. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can creep up on top of any fish and work my way downstream. You never know, I might stumble across something a little bit special. So that's what I'm going to do. It's pretty cold, so I'm not looking forward to it, but needs must if you want to catch a fish. We've only got a couple of hours left, so yeah, I'm going to see if I can pull it out of the bag and catch one. Oh. Oh. Some of the advantages of wading is that I can get really close to some of these sort of overhanging bushes and roll my meat right close underneath the overhangs. And if there is a chub or a barbel at home, usually you come out and you'll grab one. You grab your bait, sorry. So yeah, it's a great method for getting close to the bushes if your river's nice and shallow and safe like this is. I've waded most of this stretch now, apart from right up the top. There's been a few fish about. I've come across a few chub underneath some of the overhangs. A few carp have come swimming right by my feet. But as soon as the fish know you're there, they're absolutely gone. It must get fished a little bit, this section, I'd imagine, because as soon as they know that there's anyone around, they're off ski. But I'm going to get out, dry off, and there's one more swim up the top. There's a nice bridge down there where you can drift a little bit of bread and stuff. So there's usually a chub or two hanging around up there. I'm going to try that swim, and yeah, fingers crossed there's a few fish knocking about. I'm pretty sure there will be, so I'm going to get out and head up there. Well, I've just come to the top end of this stretch. Just standing on a nice bridge. It's nice and got a nice view from here. Just throwing a bit of bread in off the bridge and just going to watch it downstream and see if any chub start taking. Seen a few chub already, and yeah, the water's a little bit more coloured up here. When I'm sort of looking in every swim, I'm more looking to see the fish and sight fish for them. It's a shallow, clear river, so the opportunities are so like stalking are more what we're after. But just going to stand here for probably 10 minutes and follow the bread down. If nothing really happens, then I'll probably switch over to the lunch and meat and maybe roll it through the swims under some bushes and stuff and see if the chub come out and take it that way. So yeah, going to give it 10 minutes, maybe feed these ducks off and get back on the move. Exciting. Oh. Might have to help me with a net, Jack, from up here. I've got the GoPro on, innit? Hey. There you go. He's only small, probably a couple of pounds, but a lovely chub on a short evening session. And we're off the mark. We'll keep looking, see if we can catch a bigger one. But it's just nice to be out. Let's get him back.